And welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. We're joined by Mitch Hansen. Mitch is it director of, give me the title, Mitch.
I am an
Orientation and mobility
instructor.
There you go.
I'm an employee of the rehab department.
So you're the hands-on person when it comes to training people who have visual problems, yes?
Absolutely, in respect to travel techniques, moving through the community.
And there is one of the big tools that a visually impaired person. And how did that come about? That has become the symbol for people with visual impairment, a white cane.
Well, one would go back one more step. And why is a cane a useful device for mobility? And without vision, a person doesn't have the visual preview that a sighted person would have. And one of the ways to compensate for that is to extend one's arm. So you have a grasp and a knowledge of the environment around you. And that can easily be done by simply extending the arm with a device. Historically, many blind people have traveled with staves, hiking sticks, things of that sort. And that's, again, to provide some protection and detection about the environment. In the 1930s, it was recognized that the blind cane, the long cane, in and of itself was not always recognized by other individuals. So the idea of marking a cane with all white would distinguish that type of cane from other sticks and staves, and would specifically identify that user as being blind. That became codified here in the United States in the 30s in the state of Illinois. They enacted, with the help of the Lions Club in that particular state, enacted legislation to the effect that drivers had to yield to individuals with these types of canes.
I'm glad you mentioned Lions Club, because I was looking for a way to get into that. The Lions Club in our area and other areas, they've been very active, very supportive of people with vision problems, yes?
Definitely, definitely. Most local Lions Clubs, in addition to their primary mission of providing assistance to blind and visually impaired individuals, will often sponsor specific activities related to the travel independence of blind individuals.
I seem to remember, Mitch, that there was a program where they were collecting old eyeglasses. Does that program still exist?
To my knowledge, it still does. Yeah. We actually collect items here at the agency, and other locations you find that throughout the community where you can donate used eyeglasses.
Kathy Beaver was mentioning there's a special intersection outside for training purposes, yes?
There isn't a special intersection. That is correct. Its specialty, its special nature is actually because of this new building, and the fact that we needed to connect our old building on Kent Street with the new Elizabeth Street site. And so we actively worked with the city to make that particular intersection at Kent and Elizabeth Street more conducive to independent travel for blind people as they go from the one building to the next.
Would you like to see more of those kinds of intersections?
Exactly. One of the chief modifications that can be made at an intersection, specifically one where there are traffic signals, is what's called accessible pedestrian signals. APS is the traffic engineer's moniker for that. But those are a little bit different from what you see throughout much of the city, where there are push buttons for pedestrians to activate a signal. However, there is no corresponding auditory signal. And an APS is one where there is, in addition to a very prominent countdown feature indicating how many seconds are left to get across the intersection, there is an audible feature, and that's what makes an intersection accessible for a blind or visually impaired traveler.
Talk about Soundscape. You were mentioning Soundscape to me earlier. What's that all about?
Well, one of the current trends with technology is GPS systems, global positioning systems, and those are by and far accessible to blind travelers, but not in a convenient method. Most blind travelers that we instruct, we talk about use of these particular systems to get step-by-step instructions. And there are modifications and adaptations of those existing systems that allow auditory description of where you should be traveling and what's up ahead and what's around you. There is another app that's been out on the market for a couple of years called Soundscape. It's a Microsoft app for iPhones, and it's a specialized version of a typical GPS. And what makes it special is the destination is located and identified auditorily. So an individual wearing stereo headphones, earphones, or a headset can listen and hear a distinctive beacon indicating the direction of a selected destination.
The technology has done so much for...
Definitely has.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, very good.
And thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week. We'll do it all again. Don't forget cnyhomepage.com. Lots of good stuff there. Until next time, take care of yourself, everybody.